Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Karu and this is my second showcase of books done during the month. The first one I did was last month for August, and this is my September coloring book pages, and that is Earl pacing back and forth because as soon as I start talking he's like, "Oh, are you going to give me attention?" Anyways, that video that I posted last month showing my August pages was my very first time posting something related to coloring books, adult coloring books, and you guys blew me away. I have gained something like 180 new subscribers in the last month, which is incredible. Thank you guys for joining, and I hope you're enjoying. I did upload some color alongs and a speed flip through of a new book I got, and I'm hoping to post some more this month, and hopefully you enjoy the pages I did this month as much as you did the ones from last month. And I should probably start getting into it because I surprised myself by getting through a lot of books. Let me see if I can move this to the side first. And so the first one we'll go through is Meine, Reise, durch, Europa from Rita Berman, and I probably butchered that and Earl. Stop that! This page was one of the last pages I finished this month, actually. I finished it on September 28th, and I would move my camera closer, but I don't have a setup that can do... Earl, nope, nope. So I'm going to try just pulling this up so you can see the details. I put a lot of work into this. I'll see if I can put an image, a picture I took while I was working on this, because the first thing I did was using two watercolor markers, two different purples, a lighter purple and a darker purple. I shaded the whole page using the focal point of the light of the lantern and just shaded everything with the purples. And then I did the coloring with Black Widows for the most part. And here and there, I added some more marker colors on top because I felt like I needed it. And the technique worked pretty well. I think the only thing that I am not entirely happy with is how bright these bushes at the bottom came out. They probably should have been duller because they're farther from the light. But other than that, I'm really happy with this page. It took so long, but I have that like glow of the yellow light here in the center and all the shadows working harmoniously. And I'm probably going to have to try that again because it was interesting. It was a lot of work to get the colors down in some places where, especially where I had the deeper purples with the shadows. But overall, I like the harmony that it brings, just having that undercoat of shading in a single color. And this page had some bleed through from the opposite page, so I'm glad that that is completely gone. There was some here, and I don't remember where else, but you can't see it anymore, so that's great. And then the other page I did was this one, which is, there is a color along, two parts. One was just me chatting along with people who came to the stream, and then the other part I just did with some music. This one was done with markers first to base the colors, and then I used my Black Widows to add shading. And I think that's it. I don't think I actually used any white gel pen on this one at all. Also really happy with the colors. It's so bright and summery. And I think that's it. No, I did 3 pages. This one was done entirely with my watercolor pencils. I just wanted to do something simple and fast and not too technical. And yet I was trying to do some shading with watercolor pencils. I tried to keep a simple palette and added some white gel pen in the center there on the dots in the center of the outer flowers. Yeah, pretty simple, fast. I just needed something that wasn't complex because a lot of the ones I made this month were really complex pages, so it's nice to have something simpler. Then I have from Mythographic Magical Earth. This one's a Joseph Catimbang book. I finished this page. I chose this page because I had been playing a solo journaling game where I made a little witch who came into the city, and this was before getting this book. And I had this little witch who came to the city, and the first place she lived was a decommissioned train. So when I saw this page, I was like, oh my god, that's like my little witch. And one of the adventures she had was collecting the light of will-o-wisps. So the fact that this page also had wisps was just perfect. And I used some of my new supplies. I got some glitter watercolors. I'm not sure if you can tell, but the wisps have some of that glitter watercolor on top. The rest is done with a marker base and pencil shading on top. I think the hardest part of this was the bottom here because it almost looks like they used like a texture on it. I noticed, I think there was another page in here that had that same kind of ground texture, and it wasn't easy to color and shade, but I think I managed it and it looks okay. Well done. It's really shiny because of all the burnishing though, so it is really hard to like show exactly the bright colors on this. Yeah, that's that one. And that was the only page in this one. Then we have the Secret Garden pages. I did 2 pages on this one. This was the first one I started working on before I realized that Johanna Basford was celebrating 10 years of coloring. And this one was done with my Hethrone markers. I have a list of colors here that I used. I picked them all out. And this was just my relax, but do something very detailed. I was using the fine liner tips of the markers for the most part, except for the flower, like the bigger areas were done with the other tip. And then I went and used my glitter gel pens around the ones that have a border, and I'm not sure if that's showing it off there. You can kind of see it, maybe. And halfway through this, I had to pause because I saw the little competition that Johanna Basford was making with this page. So I decided to switch to this page and use a limited color palette, more or less, and color that page. And I got my watercolors in the middle of this, so some of this was done with watercolor, some of it, the rest was done with watercolor pencils. And there's some glitter and white gel pen in there as well. So I did a lot of testing, a lot of experimenting. I discovered in the process that I do not like this paper with watercolor. It seems to have some kind of gloss finish to it that doesn't make the watercolor absorb at all into the paper. So it kind of just sits on top. And I tried putting watercolor grounds on some of the areas to see if that helped. It kind of did, but not entirely. So that was a struggle. But I got through it, and I'm really happy with how it came out. I really like the colors. I was talking to my partner about flowers and how I keep painting them in the same color. So I decided to pick the 2 colors that I use the least for coloring flowers, blue and purple, and make all of the flowers blue and purple. And since I was using my watercolor set of pencils, I didn't have that many options for colors, so that's why there are few colors on this, though I managed to get quite a lot of variation with the few colors I had. So I really liked how that turned out. And I did finish it in time. I had like 3 days to finish it before the deadline for the contest. I managed to finish it and I uploaded it. And then I went back to the other page and finished that one. So I somehow got 2 pages done in this one. And yeah, I wasn't expecting to do that many pages in Secret Garden. I also did a page here, and this one was a simple one. I also made this one on a video, so you can see me coloring this one. And I believe I picked colors using a swatch online. I think it was random. It might have been random. And I used that for the flowers, and I ended up actually getting away with pretty much the whole page with just the colors from the swatch, I think, besides the greens for the leaves. But this was fun. I wasn't going to do it just using those colors, but then I realized that I could use the like gray blues for the silver of the bike, and went, well, if I'm going this far, I might as well keep to just this palette. I really like how bright everything turned out, and this was done exclusively with my Black Widow pencils, and you can see these. Let me pull that closer. Those are all the colors I used, if you wanted to use the same one. So that's the Dragon set and the Monarch set are the two sets I had. That was that page, and you can see me coloring it. I did upload those videos. Then Red Panda Day, I think it was International Red Panda or International Red Panda Day was last month. So from Red Panda Coloring Book, I did a stream and finished this page. For the stream itself, I only got through coloring the red panda, I think, and the background, and then I did the rest off screen. I always have trouble deciding colors on this one because there's so many different details of the leaves and flowers that I have trouble trying to like keep the colors down. But I tried to basically use pinks and purples for the flowers, and then mix it up a bit for the leaves. And then because I really liked how it looked with the background, and I kept looking at this one from last month and not liking it with a white background, so I went and added a background, and I'm glad I did because it really makes everything pop. This was done with the pastel colors last month, so I just added the background this month because seeing this one with a background, I really wanted to have the other one with a background. Then Nice Little Town 3, I finished one page here, and this one here. I really like this page because of the big window here with the cat, and I really wanted to have that silhouette. This was done entirely with my alcohol markers. I wanted to really push my shading skills on this one, since the last one I had done had very little shading. So this was all shaded and done with markers. And really proud of how that turned out, especially the bottom, the ground, the grass. I had fun doing that, and yeah, I'm repeating myself at this point. I think I've stared at this page quite a lot because I like the colors I chose, the warm reds and the yellows and oranges. Kind of makes me want to color more pages in this book because that was fun. So we'll see. I like this book. The next one is this book I purchased it this month because I believe it's Pixies Prints is doing a color project here. Yeah, Pixies Projects. That's what it is. Where she chooses a page every month and we're going to color it together. And I really thought the idea was really cool because then I get to see how everyone else colors the page that I colored, and we can all share our colors. So the page she chose for September was this one, and this is my finished coloring page. I managed to somehow finish it in time. Again, I seem to find out about these things a couple of days before the deadlines. And somehow managing to sneak in. So I did see my page on her video. Thank you, Pixie, for showing that off. And both her and Reyda, the author of the book, left a comment on my Instagram. So thank you so much for that. I am so glad you liked the page. I had fun with it. It took me like 3 different sittings of finishing it. I really wanted to do some like dramatic lighting. And I had actually a little mishap with the bench, and I had some pretty bad bleeding, and I tried to cover it, and it was a mess. And luckily you can't see it from a distance, but in real life you can see some pretty bad splotching around the chair. But that's fine. I'm just not going to zoom it in for you guys to see that. So you can just see this. And this was also done entirely with alcohol markers. no pencils involved. So she's already picked out the one for October. So the next page I'll be doing is that one. And that is for the hashtag complete cozy spaces, and then the month and the year because of Instagram hashtag problems. So this was complete cozy spaces September 2023, and the next one will be complete cozy spaces October 2023. And that's all my coloring pages. However, I did do two things that I want to share with you guys. The first thing is I want to make a coloring book because I'm having so much fun doing coloring book pages. I want to make something to put out there. So I made my very first coloring book page. And this is based off of areas in Genshin Impact, which is a game I play daily, and I spend a lot of hours on it. So this area of the game was really cute, it had some really cute houses, so I chose that as my first attempt at making a coloring book page. I would love to know what you guys think of it. I am putting the finishing touches on the digital version because I don't have a scanner, so I had to take a photo and then essentially ink it again on my computer. But once it's done, it will be in my shop for you to pick up if you want to color it. And if you do, I would love to see the results. Please let me see them. And I might color this myself afterwards. I just don't want to color it yet because I'm hoping to get a scanner to get scans, even though I am inking this digitally as well. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'd love to know what you think, and I'm aiming to make one page per month, and we'll see how long it takes me to make enough pages to make a book, and then we'll put that up. And then the last thing I have to share is another one that maybe I'll make into a coloring page as well, but that is a little piece of art I made. This is all alcohol marker and the inking pen, and it's a little red panda. And I'm probably going to be making merch out of this, some keychains, some stickers. I'm just really, really happy with how that came out. And obviously my partner said, well, now that you've made a red panda, you need to make some other animals as well, including a fox. And if you guys have any ideas of what other animals, I think I've got snails, foxes, an axolotl. I've had a couple of suggestions already. So I'll see how many I manage to do, but that's the one that I finished this month. And I really do like the liner as well. I think it would be cute to color. It is a simpler image, but I could either do just as a simpler image or maybe put like 4 on a page and make them smaller. I don't know. But yeah, let me know if you'd like to color that yourself. And what any opinions on this and the other page. And yeah, that's it. That is all I have to share that I finished in September. I can't believe I finished that much, but I have been coloring basically every day. So I guess that's a good thing. That was the inspiration I got from how well my first videos did and how many people subscribed to my channel. I was like, oh god, I need to share a lot this month too. So I got through a lot of pages. And I have quite a few plans for this month already. So we'll see how many I get through. See what color alongs I do. Maybe I know I have a few ideas. I want to start doing some. I have 2 books with zodiacs, so I'm going to be doing Libra at the beginning of the month, and maybe I'll go on every time that changes. I don't have many Halloween pages because I pretty much went through my whole collection of books here. I don't really have any Halloween books, but I'll see what pages I can do as autumny and go from there. I did set up a Amazon wish list, and it is linked on my channel. Obviously, not that I need anyone to buy from there, but if you're feeling generous or you want to pick out a book that has some witchy or autumny themes and send it my way, that would be awesome. But honestly, I'm just glad that everyone liked my pages and left so many nice comments on my other video. So, see you in the next video, I guess. Bye!